Hello everybody and welcome to a visit guide for my Whirlwind Barbarian. So this time it's all about the smooth PvM feeling, trying to get that perfect build for the PvM side of the game. This build is not really optimized for PvP in any way, but it's still, it can actually work for both. We are just gonna look a bit at the stats first. Now you might wondering what is going on here. Basically, you already have a ton of vitality after battle orders, so just put as much points into strength as you want. In my case, I need at least 185 to get all my equipment, but I chose to just put even more points into strength just for, good measurement. Then I put extra points into dexterity for, I think it was weird gear sets up as well. I can't quite remember, but basically it doesn't matter how many points into dexterity or strength you're gonna put. I will however note that you really don't get much damage out of putting raw points into strength, but like you also don't need 6,000 life or whatever 500 vitality would give you instead of 362. So yeah, that's a little minor thing there. Now, a little thing here on the whole attack rating thing. You really should try to get 10,000 attack rating. Currently I use charms like this one, so 71 attack rating, 73 attack rating, 66 attack rating, and so on. But what I really want is stuff like this one, so 120 attack rating, and then 30 to 45 life or something as the max roll. This would just give me less damage, but it would give me more attack rating, because as you can see here, you get like 600, 500 attack rating out of this single charm here, and then this one is only like 250. Quite a big of a difference. So the perfect inventory would probably just be with large charms like this one. Life, mana, you can't really worry about the life. But the whole how I say the mana, like if you feel like putting points into strength or dexterity is completely useless. It's never really gonna help you much anyway. You could actually put raw points into energy. It wouldn't be a horrible thing, because when you get mana burnt or do your whirlwind rotation wrong, you get into situations way often where you would actually need quite a bit of mana, because again, whirlwind costs 26 mana and you have 174, well, like 300 after battle orders. So let's talk a bit of resistance. As you can see, without Sigurd's stealth, my resistance are pretty much horrible. I'm decent enough on fire resistance. Fire resistance is gotten from this ring here, so I mean this ring pretty much carries my fire resistance, and then I get lightning resistance from Hyaloid's Wrath. Those are pretty much the only two items that's gonna help me on the resistance thing part. I also have a plus 10 resistance weird jewel in my ghoulies, and then since I'm not using a fortitude currently but an enigma plate, I don't really have that luxury of getting plus resistance from that either. So for the purposes of the video, sticker self, no. Let's just use string arrears, stash it away. See, I can use another belt than just this one. Well, now I don't have enough strength for my creeps, but like, as you see, without Sigurd's stealth, I lack that resistance. I also lack a source of mana leech. I could probably, maybe not use. Let's see. No, I don't really think I can go without using Ravenfrost Wing ever. So I would probably just ditch this one and then get a mana leech ring instead if I wasn't using string arrears. Wasn't using Sigurd's stealth build. Like again, I'm playing on Europe non-ladder. I tried to make it the perfect smooth PvM build, so this is what I went with. Yeah, either builds works, and so forth. Corruption World Ring is just really great. I love this ring. It just has everything. Again, the lead, the attack rating is very high. Everything, and especially the fire resistance. But yeah, I can't really do much more about the resistance that I am right now using an Enigma. Quickly showcase the small charms as well. This is like, you know, pretty good small charm and all, but it's just way too expensive. So usually I just go with smaller ones like this one. Again, I rather want high attack rating than damage, but yeah. And then we obviously keep poison small charm in the inventory to get that open wound, stop the mobs from healing effect, together with Raven Frost that gives me cold damage to freeze the mobs. And yeah, decent enough, well, not decent but very good torch and decent Anelios. Ideally this Anelios would also have high resistance just to get that little better resistance, but yeah, what can you do? So we are pretty good grief on the main hand and an average grief on the offhand. It doesn't really matter about the grief and whatnot, but I do want to highlight that I am trying to at least get one good grief on the main hand. Grief, two of those are generally just the highest average consistent damage, and we're looking for that consistent damage. Obviously, going with a beast grief or grief death or anything like that, last wish grief, all that good stuff is also another possibility. But yeah, another thing is that I really like death. You know, I talked about that before, but death has mana leech, which means like I could not use Sigurd Stealth build then for the mana leech, but yeah, again, death. If you ask me, if you're gonna do Ubers on a Whirlwind Barbarian, I don't know why you would, but if you're gonna do a Whirlwind Barbarian, I would probably just use another weapon, another weapons than dual grief, and get something with crushing blow on it. And like death has 50% chance of crushing blow, that's pretty high. Now, since I'm using Enigma Mage Blade, you know, on Switch I have a dual Wizard Spike. I'm not gonna be using my +3 bow buff weapons here, but yeah, that's a sacrifice there, I suppose. Another thing is, again, Mage Blade, Enigma, Fortitude Icon. I'm gonna lose a bit of defense and the resistance, and obviously the damage and all that good stuff. Fortitude is just really nice overall. It's a great armor, but it doesn't give me that nice teleport which I want for PvM. Area space, it's never gonna do more damage than Gullies. It however has some really nice survival stats, so consider it an option. Laying of hands, if I was only gonna do chaos runs, these gloves would be great. Angelic combo just for getting that insane faster attack rating. So like you could go without this leech ring here. If perhaps you were using Fortitude armor, you would still get good resistance, and then no Hydra's Wrath as well, and still keep the Ravenfrost ring. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Oh yeah, I'll also have a +3 bow helm and a +3 bow amulet and some other minor things like this one. So I'm pretty happy about this one because again it gives that fire resistance. Uh, yeah, it's actually a very good little ring for me personally. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it for the entire guild build gear and whatnot. Again, also reverse tall on your merc. There's really never gonna be any other option than these three items here. It's just a very overpowered setup for melee characters or any physical based damage builds. So let's talk about the build. It's always so simple on Mobile. You pretty much just take, you know, 1 point in here. Again, natural resistance is completely overpowered. You wanna get walk run speed to 35 or 30% whatever. So like if I take 1 point more into this you know, spell here, ability skill, whatever, I'm not gonna get faster movement speeds because faster one walk caps at 5% intervals at each. So just get it to, you know, 9 skills like myself, whatever. You max sword mastery just because, well, we're using grief. Iron and natural resistance. You really just do want to highlight these two. They're so overpowered together, especially natural resistance. Let's take the combat tree then. Um, I can't quite remember why I took points or remaining points into Berserk, but I think I did take remaining points into Berserk. And then obviously we max Whirlwind. Now War Cries. You could go with remaining points into Taunt, that would actually not be the worst option. You could even go with like Find Potion, Find Item if you wanted those kind of flare items. And then obviously we max Shout and Battle Orders. And I think that's pretty much it for the build. So I want to cut it here and then we can show some gameplay. Okay, so let's talk a bit about teleport speed and also gloves choices. Did kind of forget about those. Now, I have, decent pairs of Crushing Blow crafted gloves on my account. I'm actually using a very strong pair on my Tesladine or Sailor Paladin, and these steel ones here, even if they're low roll, they'll always do more damage than Crushing Blow gloves. Now, Crushing Blow gloves crafted could also give other stats than just raw damage. They can give me strain, dexterity, life, resistance, and all that. So consider it an option if you don't want to use steel rinse. But like I want maximum damage, and that is why we go with steel rinse. And I mean, just enjoy this. You're teleporting this consistent, this fast on a Barbarian, just by using 2 wizard spikes that anyone can get for cheap.
I need mana.
And like, your mana is even regenerating somewhat fast, so
Not enough mana.
it's not even, you're not gonna be spamming that many potions when teleporting. It's just great. But again, dual grief, so let's see the damage then. And by the way, please notice my mana. I'll try to burn my mana now here, just real fast, getting it down. Okay, so low mana there. Notice just, and this is only 5% mana leech. You really don't need more than just 2 or 3% to pretty much make the build work. It's just great. That little bit of mana leech is needed, however, but any amount is gonna work pretty much. This sort of gameplay here would pretty much benefit hugely from laying of hand gloves. I really just like those gloves. But yeah, I just die, then I'm gonna totally wreck stuff, even in Act 5. But we can quickly teleport now. Yeah, we can actually teleport fast now with a warrior. 2 Chaos ones. Let's try to find like a big pack. Oh yeah, this is great. Let's go down here. Like even without laying of hands, I'm still able to kill it pretty freaking fast on one clear. Now it's just all about doing the Whirlwind rotation correctly, playing that right. You're gonna have to practice that a little. I suck at this. Like I'm horrible. You can probably do much better than me. It is a bit hard to play a Whirlwind Barbarian. Now notice this is a physical immune, but did you see just how fast my Merc removes the physical immune part? It was like 2 or 3 hits and the Reaper's Toll procs and the thing is gone. It's just so great. Like it's just really nice. There's nothing more to say than that. But I think I want to cut it here, and then we can try some, bit harder gameplay on maybe a full player game or something like that. And obviously, if I was gonna do Karis, we need to use these little gloves here. But yeah, have to make it easy as well. So, in a full player game, thank you PvP games. Those are like the only games on Europe non-leader that's ever gonna fill up besides a few trade games. So, laying of hands, all the usual stuff, let's go for it. Just gonna buff myself up first then. Another thing is, sometimes I might teleport with grief, just to kind of reposition my Merc or anything like that, but yeah, for the most part, it's just gonna be this shit here only. Do notice, however, the Merc is gonna die so easily when we are kinda not killing the mobs that fast, and he kinda just sits there in the middle of a pack. But again, this is a full player game. It's not, you know, a walk in the park. I don't care how much wealth you can put into a build, but no build is ever really gonna do an 8-player game that fast or easily. So yeah, take that in mind. But of course, if I could just play a little better, and perhaps we could actually clear this fast enough. I'll be the first one to admit that I can't play this build for shit. But yeah, again, this is like Paladin, Hammer Paladin, Wine Druid, whatever. The more you play, the better you're just gonna get. The rotation, the tail stomp on those builds, and all that good stuff. You'll know, you're really just, you know, it's never gonna be a learning process. You can improve more and more and more. You can always get better at playing these sort of builds here. Wow, now I'm just completely missing that one mob. By the way, look at my life. It doesn't really drop, you know. It doesn't matter just how much health or whatever the mobs have and all that nasty stuff on 8-player games. I'm gonna live, and that is due to all this life leads that I have and that high consistent damage. Oh, got this seal. And the pack is dead. Oh, it takes a while, but like it will die, so it's nice to see. Let's check out just the loot real fast. Oh, those were some really good ones. Oh, I always like these ones. Yeah, they're kind of funny enough. So, let's move on. Perhaps try to speed it up just a little bit, you know. Like clear all the mobs when you can just teleport. But I can be lazy, whatever. Another thing also really do want to highlight about the Barbarian in general. On most of my builds I tend to, wow, that hurt it, did you just see my health there? Rocket Halo, this saves pack. Yeah, that pack is just always gonna kill the most melee builds. It's definitely the, you can say, the hardest hitting mobs pack, depending on the rocket saves auras. But yeah, it's that. But yeah, where was I getting? Yeah, so one of the things I really just like about Barbarians in general, compared to many other builds, is that the battle auras last for such a long time. I really hate, you know, rebuffing the call to arms every 1-2 minutes on most of my builds. It's just such an annoying thing. And like most of these builds that do use call to arms, they actually need it that badly that when the call to arms drops, I can immediately risk dying or whatever. It's just, I hate call to arms in general. So yeah, it's a little thing there. I do like this build. It's not bad at all, but yeah. I'm more a paladin or a ranged guy. I really have started to like my paladin recently. I really feel like the Tesla paladin build that I have made is just the best melee build in the game, pretty much, at least for PvM, you know. But yeah, what can you do? That was actually a pretty fast clear as well. I think I did the whirlwind rotation just a little good.
Not even death can save you from
But yeah, again, it's a full player game and I was able to clear it and all that. So let's see if I can just play It's like I'm fucking drunk or something, I can't play. Oh, the mana leech is just horrible when you play really badly on a one-player game. And there you go. Not exactly fast or anything, but like again, good play and all that good stuff. You can improve the kill time a lot more, I'm sure.
I am overburdened.
So let's just quickly showcase some loot. Oh, that sells for a bit of gold. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. So thank you for watching, and I hope this revisit guide teaches you a thing or two. Having Wizard Spike on Switch is just so great for having a teleport. And like as they say, if you can't keep up in PvM, you're pretty much useless, and that is the truth behind most of these builds I have made recently, where I try to incorporate faster cast rate into my builds and trying to keep up with other people that uses sorceress builds or whatever. You have to keep up with those damn teleporting people. Like without Enigma on, I wouldn't even care about faster cast rate. But yeah, if you want to keep up, this is what you need to do, pretty much. So yeah, have a good one and see you in the next video.